Welcome. Thank you very much for attending today. My name's Alex Butler. I'm the communications assistant here at Adam Matthew. And today we are going to be going through the now complete Apartheid South Africa collection, which is a series of British government files, all sourced from the National Archives in Kew, London, covering the apartheid regime in South Africa from 1948 to 1980. I'm just going to head to the Archives Direct homepage. So as I mentioned before, Archives Direct is a multi-collection platform of British government files, all sourced from the National Archives, but it's split into 10 different collections, as you can see on the right-hand side here, and Apartheid South Africa is just one of those. So we can see here Confidential Print Africa, which is foreign and Dominion Office files from Africa throughout the 19th and 20th century. Same goes for Latin America, the Middle East, and North America. We also have runs of Foreign Office files for a huge China collection, as well as India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. And then we have Macmillan Cabinet Papers, British government files on Nixon, and also some suffragette material as well, which are all fascinating in their own way. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to click on the Apartheid South Africa here, click View Collection, so we can go to the home page for this particular collection. And if we just click into, scroll down, click into the introduction. So just a bit about this collection. It was split into 3 parts and released over just over a year. This is now complete. So we released the third and final section, 1976 to 1980, earlier this month. So that's all available now. Just to scroll down, I can show you some of the themes and some of the document runs that are covered. There's also a nature and scope explanation to each module that we released. So this resource covers all the key events during the apartheid era, right from the start of the Mixed Marriage Act in, I think it was 1948, which was sort of a catalyst for formal government apartheid, right through to the Schlebusch Commission in the 80s, which was again a catalyst for the fall of formal apartheid, and obviously Nelson Mandela's and the ANC's sort of impact on that is clearly tracked throughout this government correspondence from the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. So let's just get straight into the documents. I think that's what we're here to see. So I'm head back to the Archives Direct homepage, and then click View Collection, because we're already on the Apartheid splash page here. By the way, just a bit of housekeeping. This webinar is being recorded, and if you have any questions, there is a chat button. There's a chat box even on the Sage, on the Blue Jeans homepage. So if you have any questions, please feel free just to put them in there. I'll just put a little hello in just so you can see what that box is. Okay, so I'm going to click into the advanced search button up here. So just a bit of housekeeping. This is, as you can see here, this is the regular search bar up here, but I'm going to click into advanced search because I really want to narrow down my search results first of all. So I mentioned the Mixed Marriage Act earlier. Let's use that as a search term. We can restrict our search by each of the collections in Archives Direct. So I'm just going to choose Apartheid South Africa and apply that. Let's run a search. Okay, so we can see our search results page here. We can manipulate these search results by the collection, by region, and by department office. So we can filter down to get to more appropriate results. We can also manipulate our search results by sorting by reference, by title, by date, and also this dynamic column here. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll down, see if we can find anything interesting. So let's sort by date, because I know what we're looking for. We need something a little bit earlier than the 1970s. So we sort this by date, we can get to the earliest material. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so we've clicked in from the documents list. So this is what we call our document details page. So this is where you're going to see all of your search results hits. You can find the metadata, thumbnail viewer, as you can see across the top here. Metadata is in this drop down here. All of these places, people, topic, metadata is all, you can all click through that to see instances of that within the document. And also just the regular styles of metadata that you would find in any other primary source collection. And just a bit of functionality across the top here. I will be showing my archive a little bit later. That's a personal repository, which I'll show you in a second. You can search within the document for different terms. You can download the entire document to PDF or just download specific image ranges. It's also a citation and export tool. And you can order your search results, your hits even, by relevant pages or the number of hits on that page. Okay, let's click into here. Okay, so just a lot of the functionality is quite similar to what you saw on the document details page. So we can go back to the document details page. We can sift between pages with these two arrows. We can go to particular pages within this document, search for a different term. There's next hit, so we can see further instances of where our search term appears within this document. Lightbox is something I'll be showing you in a second. And if this page is something of interest, you can download that PDF. And here, just some zooming and zoom out buttons, rotation, it's a home button, and also a full screen toggle. So I'm just going to zoom in here. Just to show you, the quality of the scans, which we do pride ourselves on here at Adam Matthew. We make sure all of our primary source collections are have scans that are very legible and very good quality. And you can also see the highlighting here. That is because our resources are full text searchable. All of our printed material in Archives Direct is all full text searchable. So the reason I wanted to show you this was just to show that there are British government files within this resource that cover the key events of apartheid. And as I mentioned earlier, Mixed Marriage Act was, well, some argue that the start of the cogs turning towards a formal government move on an apartheid policy. So I just wanted to show you some Senate notes from this, so debating legislation. So as well as formal minutes on legislation, on bills, meetings, formal government meetings, there are also a lot of official correspondence between diplomats, between the Foreign Office. So as well as the official take, you do get an on the ground, in quotation marks, narrative from the diplomats within South Africa, but you also get a lot of documentation from a central Foreign and Commonwealth Office in London as well. So there's a lot of varying perspectives in this resource, and it makes for fantastic reading. So, seeing one document here, I'm just going to click back to the home page by clicking the Archives Direct logo. Okay, so I'm going to go to the collection splash page again. So by clicking into the collection splash page here, we have a little bit of info just about the collection, but there's also a search bar, so I can search just this resource if I want to. So let's search for trial Nelson. Nelson Mandela. Okay, so we can see some of the search results here. I'm going to just scroll down, just give you a bit of a flavour for the types of material in here, just so you can get an idea of what the search results are really and what will come back here. So I'm just going to scroll down just for a few seconds just to show you what we've got here. Let's just click into a random document just to show that some of the material we do have on the Rivonia trial, which again was a key event of Mandela's struggle against an apartheid regime. Just going to use this thumbnail scroller across the top, so we can quickly sift through pages of documents. As you can imagine, with British government files, there's a lot of indexing and appendices and starting documents, so this is going to be really helpful to get into the core material you're looking for. Again, metadata drop down here, and our search results here. So what we can see here is, I mentioned earlier, there was a lot of correspondence between diplomats in the British Embassy in Pretoria back to the Foreign Commonwealth Office in London, and this is an example of one of those letters, and there are reams and reams of them within the Apartheid South Africa collection. Again, all full text searchable. So if we just toggle the full screen here, unfortunately, these scribblings from, I'm guessing, civil servants or diplomats are not full text searchable, but the quality of the scans does allow you to zoom in and hopefully allow you to decipher some of that. Okay. As I said, any questions at all, please feel free to put them in the chat window. If there's anything you'd like to see, any search terms you'd like me to run, this is completely your session, so please feel free to let me know. If you'd like to request a trial, let me know as well. I'll be giving you my email at the end, so we can do that in private if you wish. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that we were going to access my archive. It may help if I sign in. There we go. So my archive, as you can see, does require a quick sign in. That email address and password doesn't go anywhere. All it is used is to sign into a personal repository within the resource. That's it. And once you've done it, you're done for forever pretty much. So I'm going to click into my archive just to show you some documents that I've bookmarked in the past when I've been doing some research within this platform. So as you saw earlier when I showed you the document details page, which is the page you come to after you click into a document on the documents list, you come to a document details page, and there is an add to my archive button there. So that's going to take that whole document and put it on your bookshelf so you can access it at a later point. So we can see here just some documents that I've saved from the past. So we've had some really great feedback about this being used just by researchers, particularly PhD researchers or faculty, but it's also a great classroom tool as well. And we've seen instances where teachers and instructors are putting together my archive bookshelves and using that as a starting point for undergraduate students to go, or K-12 students to go away and start their research with a core group of documents. So it's been well received. Okay, so we've focused on some material up to about 1970 now, and today is as well as celebrating the whole collection, we're going to be I'll show you some later material which has only just been made available. So, as well as what I've mentioned already, the Schleybusch Commission for Constitutional Change is obviously a lot later in the sort of key events of the apartheid era, and there is a wealth of material in the third and final part of Apartheid South Africa. So I just wanted to show you some of that. So we click from the search results page into our document details page. So if I wanted to save that for later, I can just add it to my archive and that will go straight to my bookshelf. Maybe search for other terms. You can see the red boxes here. I forgot to mention this. The red boxes are going to appear on the thumbnail viewer for pages where your search results appear. So if you want to just get an idea for actually, in real terms, how much this document is useful for your search terms, you can just quickly scroll through it and see which pages are useful, which pages include that search term. And we can just quickly flick through pages using the arrows across the top here. And we can also just use the next and previous hits to get to our search results a little bit quicker. And if we want to have a little reminder about what this document is, just need to hit back to document details. It wants to load. Yeah, back to document details, which is where we're going to get the core information about the document that we're viewing. So title, its date, and some of the metadata that our editors have associated with this document. I forgot to mention that we do thoroughly index, as well as all of the documents in Apartheid South Africa being full text searchable, they are really thoroughly indexed as well. And we do that to make sure that our documents are as easily searchable and also accessible for students and scholars of all levels. So that's something we do take pride in. I'm going to just head back to the home page here. So I've just shown you a tiny amount of the document collection that we have in Apartheid South Africa. Just some documents from three sort of key events. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and And if you would like to go in and get to know some of the material yourself a little bit better, please request a free trial, or I can put you in touch with one of our team if you would like to know a little bit more. If you already have access, we can absolutely do that for you. So, as well as a huge documents list, we also have some really interesting secondary resources, including an interactive world map, which is a really nice way to get into the material a little bit differently, and it's also a great classroom tool. And we also have a chronology, which is again a contextual tool that's going to help students using it as a reference point to the primary source research that they are doing. So I'm just going to show you the interactive world map. I mentioned that this is a classroom tool, and we have had some great feedback about this being used in the classroom, particularly as a way to see the material as from a global perspective. So as we are focusing on apartheid South Africa today, it will be appropriate. Let's just find Africa here. So if we click Africa on the map, then we can pick our countries. If we pick Namibia, we can click from the list here, but we can also use the map as well. So click Botswana, Mozambique, and then once we've had our countries selected, we can search collection, and then we're going to see material that comes back relating to those countries. Again, we can use the 3 filters here as well, just to filter down our collection a little bit more. So that is the interactive world map. If you click into the chronology, that is a separate window. So we have a time scroller across the top here, and search bar, and also we can refine by the collection we want to focus on as well. So I mentioned this is just a really nice contextual tool, which we've had some really great feedback from particularly undergraduate students and teachers as well. So if we maybe just focus on apartheid South Africa, move it along a bit to the 70s. Okay, so that's the chronology. Okay, so that is the Apartheid South Africa collection for now. As I mentioned, it's now fully complete. It's housed within the Archives Direct platform, which is what we've been viewing today. That is pretty much it. I mean, if we have any other questions, just a reminder, this is being recorded, and you will be getting the recording of this, covering the core content after the webinar's finished. But that is it from me. My email will also be in that follow-up email, my email address. So if you do have any questions or concerns, or would like to request a free trial, you can do it through there. And just a reminder that we do send a feedback form after all of our webinars, just to get a bit of feedback about how today went and whether you'd like to see more or less of certain things. And there is a chance to win a $50 Amazon gift card if you fill that survey in. So that will be on the follow-up email after this. I've just seen Laura's question, so thank you for your question. Are we able to download the documents for use in essays? All of our documents are downloadable to PDF for what we deem personal and classroom use. So absolutely, if you're a student or a member of faculty and you would like to use a document, then you can use a combination of the download button to download the page itself, but also the citation tool to make sure that you're citing the document correctly, if that makes sense. Do I have access to Confidential Print Africa? in Archives Direct too. Yes, if you know your institution has access to other collections within Archives Direct, so simply Confidential Print Africa is, yes, part of Archives Direct in the same way Apartheid South Africa is. If you already have access to Confidential Print Africa, when you go into the Archives Direct platform, all you'll be able to see is material from the modules or the collections that you have access to. So is that okay? Does that answer your question? Okay, great. Okay, thank you to everyone. That's it from me. Look out for the recording, and I hope you have a great day. So thank you very much. Bye.